Oh my God, hi. It's Sunday. We're back. It's a Sunday. Have we been talking about this story for like a month now? And so- But we're back. And this is going to be a short little episode today. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday. It's Palm Sunday. So if you are religious, happy Palm Sunday. And if that's not the religion that aligns with you, that's okay. I hope you guys are having a great day regardless. We are back with a short one because the Fani thing, it just doesn't stop. And you will not believe this because Judge McAfee's like in his ruling, he's like, Fani, listen, don't go out there. I recommend that you stop talking about things because like even though I didn't, myself kick you off the case, you should probably stop talking about things because the church speech got you in a little bit of trouble. Just a smidge. You really might want to like stop making public statements. Guys, if you haven't been living under a rock, you haven't seen this. Why did this lady make a public statement on CNN yesterday? Why? Oh my. Why? I don't understand. He told you to stop. Shout out to Boots because I was looking at Boots' Twitter this morning and I was just like, I was scrolling in bed. I'm like, okay, is there any news today that I need to report to my folks? I'm scrolling and then Boots is like, apparently this is being ignored. Oh my God. So we're gonna look at that short CNN clip together. There is local news reports here in Atlanta about it, and I also just want to go back to Judge McAfee's like actual ruling, the paragraph where he actually invited some of the defendants who are interested in a gag order to pursue it. Here we are, not even 1 week later. What's today, the 24th? The date of this ruling. The date of the ruling was the 15th. So in 9 days, in 9 days, she couldn't put a lid on it. It's like she still wanted to make a public comment. And this is bad. You guys know I have like a public relations and media background in addition to the law stuff, triple threat, right? Your girl's got some hidden skills. If I had a client or a CEO, shut up. Shut up. Don't talk. Just don't speak. And that sounds bad, but it's just like, if we are in the middle of a PR shitstorm, it is not prudent to make a public comment at this time. And there are 2 easy words to use, and she knows them. When the media is asking questions, and maybe it's just not the right time. 2 words. Can you guys guess what those 2 words are? I'm going to look in the chat. Someone's going to get a gold star. Who's going to get the gold star of this stream? When the media is asking you a question, and as a public figure, there it is. Pretty girl got it. No comment. That is correct. That's all she had to say. All she had to say. But I want you guys to watch it because guess what? She still doesn't think that some of the stuff that she did was wrong. Still unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. Okay, let me go ahead and see who we have in the chat, and then we'll jump right into that clip because it's funny. It's funny to say the very least. It's funny, but it's not funny. I mean, we should have seen it coming. And then a couple of channel announcements, guys. Lead and I are going to try to find some time to go live on the Letitia thing. But if you don't see us together, you can probably find me here. So I'll be around this week to cover it. Just letting you know, just in case you're looking for us, because you guys, when you search for us, you really start super sleuthing. Like you'll go and you're going to be like, where are you? Like you guys will find us on Instagram, Twitter. You're like, where are you guys? Like we need to cover this. So I'm just letting you know what the schedule looks like for the week. In case you're looking, you can come here. I'll be here all week, so you can find me here. Let's see who we have in the building. Wow, you guys are ripping the chat up. Let's see. Shout out to Pam, who says, I'm way early, but stop by to put in a notify. Hi, Pam. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hi, Laura. She says, yay. See you at 5 o'clock. Happy that you're here, Laura, if you're here now. Shout out to Martin, who says, hi from the UK. I am so sad to hear about the princess. That was really sad news. For a while, no one can find Kate, Princess of Wales, and everyone was looking for her. And it's really sad to hear about what she's going through, especially with such a big family and the kids. Hopefully this is something that's beatable. But prayers to the UK. Not very good news. And, I know that there's a lot going on in Russia as well. So there's a lot happening in the world, guys, especially with the news this weekend. But UK, you're in our prayers. Shout out to Dark Power, who says, of course she's still speaking because she's hard-headed and combative. Dark, wait till you see the clip. We're going to watch it together as a group. I mean, not 9 days after this ruling came out, she's still speaking. And it's just like, Fani, come on. Fani. And it wasn't even like a professional setting. It was like some type of like charity event over the weekend. I think it was like an Easter egg hunt. And why CNN tracked her down there? I mean, they're probably following her. It baffles me that she still said something. Hi, John. He says, looking forward to this. We all are. Kat says, hard-headed is right. Shout out to you, Kat. Deborah says, never learns. I mean, shout out to Liz, who says, hi, AV. Looking forward to what you have to say. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday, Liz. Beautiful family in that picture. Carol says, hi, AV. Can't wait to hear this. I mean, I don't know. EC says, TLA's join was easy to find because I couldn't get it in the chat. Oh, okay, guys, I figured out the whole membership thing. It should say join underneath my video right now. If it doesn't, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We're only going to go for about an hour today. I'm going to start popping them into the description boxes. Okay, there's a link on how you can become a member. Our community is amazing. So a lot of folks have been gifting memberships. If you don't get one, that's okay. Look for the join button in the description box. It seems to be visible if you're looking at this from a desktop. If you're looking at it from a mobile device, don't worry. I will add it into the description box later, and that will make it super easy for you to join the community. So no worries there. Shout out to the Professional Nomad podcast. Good to see you. Kathleen says, AV, you have more likes right now than people in the chat. Hey! The plot thickens. I mean, you've seen it on my side. Just saying. Shout out to More For Me, who says, let's see if AV is on TLA's time. Am I? I'm usually pretty, punctual. Like today I was 5 minutes late, and it's really because like I'm a girl. So I look at things. He doesn't have any hair, but like I'm in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, this curl is not as curled as the other curls. Like I just, if I could go back right now and like curl this one curl, I would do that. He doesn't have an excuse. He doesn't have hair. I don't know why he's always late. You have to ask him. But not too late. Okay, I'm just going to go to a few quick supers and then we'll dive right into the clip. Shout out to KD. Thank you, KD. She says, Fani is the gift that keeps giving, isn't it? But this is now on her. I mean, because right now we're on an appeals break to see how, Trump is going to fail out or not fail, how he's going to fare with this, meaning, with this going up to the Court of Appeals in Georgia, we want to see if we are going to have Fani completely removed from the case and go from there. That's okay. There's plenty in the news, guys, because tomorrow's a big day with the whole Letitia James thing. Someone, I think it was Zanelli last week or Friday in Leeds chat, she called her Letitia. I said, what? Letitia? L-tissue? I was like, what? Letitia. So we're going to continue diving into that one for the time being, just because, there's a big amount of money there. They're really coming for Trump's properties and his money. That one's a whole nother pile of shenanigans that I don't have time to cover right now. But thank you so much, KD. We will definitely keep going with the Fani story today. Shout out to Steph Walker, who sends a super sticker. Thank you so much, Steph. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the encouragement as well. Shout out to Dianara. I always feel like I'm butchering your name, Dianara. So let me know if I'm saying it wrong, because I think I just said it in 2 ways just now. She says, if someone's digging their own hole, please get out of the way and hand them a shovel. Where's Fani's shovel? Because at this point, it's like, please, are we still doing this? And thank you, sis, for becoming a member as well. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Eric, who says, I got 5 on that 20 sack. Do you really, Eric? 5 on the 20 sack. Shout out to Dark Power with $5. And then real quick, I think I saw one Cash App come in, and that is from my friend Jasmine. She sends $20 and she says, hello from Ripley, Mississippi. Wow, I've never been to Mississippi, Jasmine. What's the weather like out there now? What's the weather like in the summers? And is that a good time to come out? Let us know. Shout out to McCall, who sends a $5 super sticker. McCall, I love your hair. What do you put in it? Please let me know, because like I live in Atlanta, guys, and I'm a Boston native. And last summer when I came out here, it was my first summer here, like literally got off the plane, hair was like just like huge humidity, just got big. There was nothing keeping it straight. And it's just, I gotta go curly in the summers. That's what I gotta do. Shout out to Rhodes German Shepherds, who says, keep being you. AV sends $20. This is like one of my favorite channels, guys, because they breed pups. At first, when I read the name, because if you're familiar with Nick Rekieta's side, then you know that what Drexel says about German Shepherds. So I thought it was that at first, but then they are actually a family that breeds German Shepherds. I loved watching one of their most recent videos and seeing the little puppies have a thing for dogs. So I was so happy to see that. Shout out to them. This is a YouTube channel. If any of the mods are hanging around, if you could drop their channel in the chat, please check it out. If you love dogs, it'll make your day. Like literally, just watch a 2-minute video. It'll make your day. Trust me. Thank me later. Ramblin' Roy sends a $4.99 super sticker. There we go. There we go. All right, you guys are all warmed up. I've shouted out a ton of you. It's good to see you on this Sunday. Let us go to Boots's, not YouTube. He should have a YouTube. His Twitter. Okay. We're going to go to the one, the only Steve Sadow's Twitter. Okay. This is Donald Trump's attorney in the Fani Willis case. If you've been living under a rock, Steve Sadow has been very, very vocal in going through this trial and really going to bat for Donald Trump. He's done an excellent job with his arguments. I would say out of all of the defense attorneys has had the best performance so far. In addition to Grandpa and some, Ashley Merchant, we've seen her on media really doing her thing. Steve Sadow is one of those figures where I was just like, well, let me just follow Steve here on Twitter and see what he's up to, what he's doing. And guys, if you're looking for me on Twitter, I have the same handle that I have here on YouTube. I just started this account last week, so the numbers look low. But if you're looking for me, it's the same handle, AV to the 7th power. Usually if I'm looking for stories for Lead and I to cover, I will interact with you guys on the Twitter and also on Instagram at AV7 official. However, Steve Sadow, he posted this yesterday, and this is when I got wind of it. And this is the actual 1 minute, I think it's about 2 minutes of a clip where CNN asked her for a comment. Okay. She was at a philanthropic event. It was an Easter egg hunt. I'm going to play it for you guys. But what did Steve say? He said, apparently, Judge McAfee's warning to Willis in his disqualification order about talking about the case in a public forum is simply being ignored. Does that surprise everyone? And before we watch it, guys, if it surprises you, put a 1 in the chat. If it does not surprise you by any means, and you're like, Avi, come on, we knew she was going to say something, put a 2 in the chat. Let me know what you think. Okay, let's go to the clip itself, and we're going to share this tab instead. Here it is. It reads, The train is coming. Fani Willis has warning for Trump in wake of hearing to try to oust her. And I'm just seeing a sea of twos. So it sounds like we're all on the same page. Let us, and I might want to see this. There's an ad. We're going to stop sharing for a second, guys. I'm going to mute it for a minute. We're going to let this ad play. Of course, CNN wants some money. They want some ad money. I should have looked at this on YouTube first. I'm just going to let it pass by so that way I don't have to subject you guys to that ad. But again, this is on CNN. It was released yesterday. We're going to look at it together, about a minute and a half of a clip. She is at an event talking about this case yet again. And shout out to the twos that are like, okay, totally doesn't surprise us. All right, here we go. Let me pause this and screen share it so you guys can see again. Pardon the disruption. Here we go. The train is coming. All right, guys, let's go.
Together by Wade. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis spent her Saturday at an Easter egg hunt. The event was put together by WAVE, an organization of law enforcement officers dedicated to helping children and the homeless throughout the year.
There
Willis
she is.
Surprisingly candid, Fred, regarding questions about the last few months of her life, including her Georgia election interfering case against Donald Trump and the scandal brought about by her prior romantic relationship with special prosecutor she appointed for the case. We wanted to know if she feels like she needs to reclaim her reputation, and this was her reply.
I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. Let's say it for the record. I'm not embarrassed by anything.
I'm sorry. Just jump right in. I'm not embarrassed by anything. Okay, let me let it rot. I'm not going to give you guys my commentary. Let's just watch the whole thing all together first, and then we can go to the pieces. I've already seen this. Some of you guys haven't. Let's go.
Needs to reclaim her reputation, and this was her reply.
I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. Let's say it for the record. I'm not embarrassed by anything I've done. I guess my greatest crime is I had a relationship with a man, but that's not something that I find embarrassing in any way. And I know that I have not done anything that's illegal.
The racketeering case was delayed by 2 months. So let's remember, following the revelations about her personal life, her decision-making credibility was also damaged in the eyes of Judge Scott McAfee. But the embattled Fulton County District Attorney said the main case was not delayed because her team never stopped working on it. Let's take a listen.
No, my team's been continuing to work, and I think the media and especially organizations like your own have been paying attention. All while that was going on, we were writing responsive briefs. We were still doing the case in the way that it needed to be done. I don't feel like we've been slowed down at all. I do think that there are efforts to slow down this train, but the train is coming.
Whoo, ladies and gentlemen, the train is coming. The train is coming. So you could see why Boots just now was like, firstly, Judge McAfee just told you. Judge McAfee just told you, Fani. Literally. 9 days ago? Stop talking about this case publicly. The church speech got you in trouble. Now you're telling us there's nothing wrong with what you did. You were being, like you're wrong for being in a relationship with a man? Did we forget the word married man? All she did was she was in a relationship with a man. And then here's the thing. There were threats in there. Why were there threats in there? When she says, me and my team, as all that stuff was going on, we were still working and responding and putting out briefs. And that's right, guys. She was. They were absolutely putting documents out. And, when Trump would submit a document, when some of the other defendants would submit a document, you would get a response from the DA's office fairly quickly. I would say within 24 hours. They would either respond late in the day or the next day. We would see legal documents, right? We would see that. But the crazy thing to me is that like, even with, did you not learn the lesson from the church speech? So because of that, like now I need to pull up. We need to go back to Judge McAfee's opinion, because she really kind of she almost gave Boots and team a layup here. Because like what happens now is on one of those documents, I think it was like, here it is, the 315 ruling. Here's the PDF. On one of those documents, one of the things that was said was like, hey, defendants, we can stop her from saying these things. The church speech was improper. We can stop her from doing this, right? Now, we're going to invite you, defendants, that if you have an issue with what she's saying, here it is. I bought it up. I bought it up for you guys. I'm going to see if I can zoom in to find the exact part of when on the 15th she was supposed to be either disqualified or she stayed on the case. Judge McAfee gave us his ruling, right? This is page 22. I think it was somewhere in the middle of it. But like one of the biggest issues with this whole document is they invited the defendants, Trump, Giuliani, Meadows, Clark, Chile, Roman, Schaefer, Floyd, Latham. You want to disqualify Fani? Come disqualify her, right? Me, Judge McAfee, I'm going to say no today. Although there's an appearance of impropriety, there's all these shenanigans going on. But the charge speech in itself was improper. I will give you guys that. If you would like me to instruct Fani, do a gag order to stop her from talking about this case publicly, we can do that. What did I just show you guys? An example yesterday of her doing it again. Why? Who knows? I don't know why. I just told you guys, as a communications and PR professional, I would instruct this woman to not go anywhere near a camera and use the simple words. No comment. Can somebody type no comment in the chat? It's so easy to say that. But when there's one of these, in front of her, when there's a microphone and a camera in front of her, she can't stop herself. I don't get it, guys. So tomorrow is going to be a big day. The fact that Steve Sadow was one of the first people to respond to this, he's waiting for it. He's just like, are you serious? Are you serious? It looks like you're ignoring what the judge has ordered. That is absolutely a battle cry from Boots, guys. Please do not be surprised if tomorrow we don't see something from him and some of the other defendants that actually take the judge up on his offer and say, hey, she is still talking about this case. It has just gone up for appeal. You just granted that for us last week, and she's still talking about it. And granted, like, yeah, you're at a charity event. You could have talked to CNN about anything. I would have instructed her not to say anything to any reporters. And then the comment about the train is still coming. What is this? The train is still coming. Who is the train coming for, Fani? I mean, I think the New York case is a whole different story. We'll talk about that later this week, guys. But the train... Okay, what else is Boots saying here? He posted something 6 hours ago that says, does political ambition, opportunism, and pretentiousness equal courage? In big caps, he says no. So what is Boots talking about here? Now we're going to actually go to an article that he shared from a local news station here in Georgia and Fulton County, and that's Fox 5. Okay, let's go to this. What does it say? Fulton County DA Fani Willis claims she's the only DA with courage. Oh my God. Why does this headline bother me so much? Fulton County DA Fani Willis claims she's the only DA with courage to prosecute Trump. There's the clip again from yesterday. And I did tell you guys I was going to play it. Hopefully this news outlet doesn't have freaking ads. Is there an ad? There's an ad. I'm not going to play it again. I'm not going to subject you guys to that. But let's talk about College Park. That is where this event was held. It says the Fulton County District Attorney in her office distributed Easter baskets in College Park on Saturday for the 5th consecutive year. Let me make myself a little bit smaller so you guys can see this. Okay. Amidst the festive atmosphere, all eyes were on DA Willis, who spoke publicly in Atlanta for the first time since the judge ruled in her favor on the motion to disqualify her and her office from the Georgia election interference case. Willis emphasized her commitment to upholding justice. There's one district attorney in the state, and really around the country, that has had the courage to do this. And she continues to do it. She remarked, "Wow, Fani." Reflecting on the recent legal proceedings, Willis clarified, "The case landed in Fulton County, not by anything that I did, but the actions of others. And when the case lands in my jurisdiction, that's the end of that." Okay, so let me clarify something for you guys. We are now up to 2 media outlet comments. Number 1 was the first one that Boots posted yesterday, and that's what we watched. That was a CNN clip, and shout out to Professor Nez. I saw that he covered that too. I'm bringing you guys this one from Fox 5. It looks like she talked to another media company yesterday. Boots just posted this 6 hours ago. So we are looking at other quotes from Fox 5. I'm going to read that part again because I didn't realize that I'm reading this for the first time with you guys. I can't believe she talked to Fox 5 too. Like, just stop. What are you doing to yourself, Fani? Just stop it. Willis emphasized her commitment to upholding justice. The quote says, "There is one district attorney in the state and really around the country that has had the courage to do this. And she continues to do it." She's talking about herself. Reflecting on the recent legal proceedings, Willis clarified, "The case landed in Fulton County, not by anything that I did, but by the actions of others. And when a case lands in my jurisdiction, that's the end of that." Here we have a video of her distributing Easter baskets in College Park for the 5th year in a row. These are some pictures from the event. That's her team helping out. You know, it's a good cause, you know, doing this with kids, you know, giving out Easter baskets. Okay, I get it. But wow. Let's keep going. It says Willis and her office investigated former President Donald Trump and his allies for 2.5 years for attempting to change the results of the 2020 presidential election in Georgia before a grand jury handed down a sweeping indictment against Trump and 18 others in August of 2023. In January, one of the co-defendants, Michael Roman, filed a motion to have Willis disqualified over her romantic relationship with former special prosecutor Nathan Wade. Roman and others alleged that not only did Willis and Wade break the rules by keeping their relationship secret, but Willis also benefited financially by hiring Wade on the case. So we all know that. There's a timeline here. It also says Willis and Wade took the stand in Fulton County to deny that they had done anything improper and insisted Willis paid her fair share of expenses during their relationship in cash, that she did not profit from hiring Wade or prosecuting the case. Fulton County Superior Court Judge McAfee ultimately ruled that there was insufficient evidence to prove claims of financial benefit, but he did rebuke Willis for what he called A tremendous lapse in judgment. Sounds like she has a tremendous lapse in judgment with media too. But anywho, he also ruled that either Willis needed to recuse herself from her office from the case, or Wade would need to step aside. Hours after the ruling, Wade submitted his resignation. Willis also spoke to CNN about the move to have her disqualified. Willis told CNN that she didn't think her reputation needed to be reclaimed and that she hadn't done anything embarrassing. Here's a quote of the week, and it's only Sunday. "I'm not embarrassed by anything I've done," she said. "I guess my greatest crime is that I had a relationship with a man, but that's not something I find embarrassing in any way." You can't make this. You cannot make it up. I swear I didn't make it up. I did not make that up. I did not know we were going to see that on Fox. My greatest crime. Let's take a super chat break real quick because I need one. I need to talk to you guys for a second. I caught Ramblin' Roy. Look at Rhodes back. Stream sponsors so far. Wow, Rhodes. Guys, thank you so much. Rhodes says, wow, thank you for the kind words. We appreciate it. Listen, I love puppies. I love dogs. I really do. I'm a dog girl. I had a Cavachon who was with my mom before I moved. I'm thinking about bringing her to the ATL. But I love dogs, and I love seeing pictures of dogs. I love people that support dogs, shelters, the whole nine, but also breeders as well. So Rhodes, absolutely, like, huge love to you guys. Love what you do. German Shepherds are pretty good dogs too, and they're very intelligent. So wanted to give you guys your flowers, but I also just want to make sure that I give you your flowers in the aspect of being the stream sponsor, because I think you guys are in for 70 so far. So thank you so much. And guys, please check out their videos. Like, they make me happy when I see little pups running around, right? So Rhodes, German Shepherds, we are at 70 for you guys. Thank you so much. And I just updated the banner, so we're good to go there. If you guys could type in Rhodes in the chat, that would be fantastic. Even if you shorten it with RGS, that would be fantastic if y'all could do that for me. Thank you so much, Rhodes. And thank you guys for shouting out Rhodes. Shout out to Nicole's Wellness in Motion. She says, thanks, AV. I use Donna's recipe, sweet potato pie, creamy leave-in conditioner. Oh, and you use a hair. She's given us her routine, guys. She's talking about hair mousse, males. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Hair butter, curl creams, and light hair oils. It's a 10. Yeah, guys, when you have curly hair, like, this is why I always straighten my hair, because when you have curly hair, you have to have a mixture of things to do on wash day. And then, you still have to take care of your curls throughout the week. Hers look fantastic. So this recipe is working out really good for you, Nicole. Thank you so much. Shout out to Brit Brat, who says, AV, first, thank you for keeping it real. Second, can you possibly play the Fani video? It's called Corruption by Pappitgate. I will look it up. Let me see. Corruption by Pappitgate. But here's the thing, guys. I have to be careful when I play other creators' stuff, just because sometimes they can ding us for using their content without their permission. I'm going to type it in to see what the channel looks like. Fani rap video. I can't believe people are making rap videos. Corruption beyond redemption. Shout out. Grandpa needs to get some money for all of this. Let me have some time, Brit Brat. Let me bring that back later this week. I'll take some time to research it and bring it to the audience. But thank you for the suggestion. Shout out to Bobby T, who says Boot's gonna keep putting the boot knee deep in that Fani. He is, Bobby, because he posted on this. He posted on this yesterday and today. I bet your ass tomorrow, Boots is going to have, he's gonna take the judge up on that offer. Because it was like a footnote on the bottom. I think it was like page 5 or 6, where McAfee mentioned, hey, the church speech was legally improper, but I'm going to open the door if any of you want me to stop her from making public comments about this case. Lo and behold, 9 days later, she did it. So, why wouldn't Boots want to do that, right? He posted yesterday the CNN thing. That's a national news outlet. He posted today, Fox 5 in Atlanta. I had no idea she did a second one. So you talk to one reporter for one outlet, and then you talk to a second one. And I think that article, let me just look at it. I think that article was released today, 9:18 this morning, 9:18 ET, Eastern Standard Time. That's when that's why Boots did it. That's why Fox 5. Oh my God. This wasn't available yesterday. That's why I didn't see it. But it was released this morning. Oh my goodness. I can't, Bobby. I don't know what to do here. Sassy says she sends a super sticker. Thank you so much, Sassy. Appreciate you. Shout out to Julie, one of my favorites. She says late and on 2X catching up. What black girl magic happened now? Oh my God, Julie. You're just going to have to rewind and see it. She spoke to the media. This Pantene can't stop watching the self-sabotage. I mean, perfectly said. AV, if you're curly, Cantu define and shine custard. If you straighten, Timo ring and milkshake products. I think two streams ago, I tried that Timo thing. My sister got it for me for and guys are like checked out. They're talking about hair products. Sorry, dudes. 2 seconds. She bought me that like comb thing. And go to my stream from 2 streams ago. My hair looked weird. It didn't have that the bounce at the end. It looked a little weird. So that was my first time trying it, Julie. But maybe I'll check out the milkshake stuff too. I'll check it out. Thank you so much for the super. Shout out to Betty Spaghetti. She says, Fannie Mae Willis will never take any accountability for her actions. She won't. Why is she even talking to these news outlets? What, my greatest crime? And if you start a sentence like that, when someone starts a sentence that says my greatest crime, what other crimes are there? The most egregious crime, you mean? The most egregious crime is having a relationship with a man that is married. His wife is trying to get out of the marriage. You're threatening her in legal documents. I showed you guys that in one of the streams from last week. Oh, the shenanigans. Shout out to Salty Balls, who says, got your ass, gots to be more careful. Salty, stop it. Guys, he just wants us creators to say Salty Balls. And I have to say it because it's his username. I have to say it. If you guys could type in Salty, that would be amazing. If you want to. Dudes would probably feel a little weird typing in Salty Balls, right? Shenanigans. Did my accent come out when I said marriage? I did. It did. It totally did. From time to time, you will hear the Boston accent, right? You'll totally hear it. Okay, guys. So we saw Boots' Twitter. We talked a little bit about the fact that we can probably anticipate Boots and team coming back this week saying, please put a gag order on her, McAfee, because the case is taking a little bit of a break because we're going into the Court of Appeals. But at the same time, you advised her to please stop speaking about this. And these people just litigated in court for the last 3 to 4 weeks, the last month. We've all been watching. We've seen it. And they mentioned how problematic that church speech was. For us to come from the church speech and for you to go right back out there. And this is like an Easter thing. It's still a religious thing. I mean, granted, Easter, my family's from they're super Catholic up in Boston, but Easter is a big deal. But I get for the kids, you have the Easter bunnies and it's a fluffy, fun thing for kids, right? Easter egg hunt for kids. Fine. Why are you talking about this case at a charitable event? Why are we still doing this? So let me see. I want to go back to that McAfee order because I want to look at that footnote, and I'll come to the supers in a second. Let me see. McAfee 315. I sent it to lead. think it was a PDF. Judge McAfee's decision in full. Okay, here we go. I think I might have it here. Perfect. Do we have it? We have it. Shout out to the Guardian. Okay, let's go back to this because we need to revisit this document. And are they going to let us see it? Original document PDF, share this tab instead. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna look at this one more time because I want to look at the exact warning. And when they were like, hey, Fani, stop talking. Do not do this. Church speech bad. Please don't speak on this anymore. There will be repercussions. Take this order seriously. You are a DA. You know better. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's see if we can skim. We're talking about cash, page 7. It was like smack dab in the middle. Appearance of impropriety. I think we're getting closer. I think it's right here. Yes, because we were talking about the appearance of impropriety. There were some cases that were cited, and I want to pick it up right around here. While formally undefined in Georgia, an appearance of impropriety is generally considered conduct or status that would lead a reasonable person to think that the actor is behaving or will be inclined to behave inappropriately or wrongfully. I don't think it's that footnote. I don't know where it is, guys. Sorry for the delay, but I know it was in the middle of this document. It was on the bottom of one of these pages where he invited them. Like, hey, if you want me to gag her, I will. Well, it's in here. I know I saw it. I know I read it. And I know it's in this particular document. Worth noting. Here it is. I found it. Shout out to me. Let me zoom in so we can all read this. Okay, here we go. This is about the church speech. McAfee says, the speech did not specifically mention any defendant by name. Although not improvised or inadvertent, it also did not address the merits of the indicted offenses in an effort to move the trial itself to the court of public opinion, nor did it disclose sensitive or confidential evidence to be revealed or admitted at trial. In addition, the case is far too removed from jury selection to establish a permanent taint of a jury pool. At best, it can divine under the sole direction of Williams. The court cannot find that this speech crossed the line. I mean, we all think that it did, to the point where the defendants have been denied the opportunity for a fundamentally fair trial, or that it requires a district attorney's disqualification. I mean, the church speech was bad in many ways, whether you look at it from a legal perspective or moral perspective, whatever, right? But it was still legally improper. 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 One more time for the cheap seats in the back. It was still legally improper. Providing this paragraph right here, guys. Providing this type of public comment creates dangerous waters for the district attorney to wade further into. The time may have arrived for an order preventing the state from mentioning this case in any public forum to prevent prejudicial pretrial publicity. But that is not the motion presently before the court. The defendant's motions demanding disqualification and dismissal based on the forensic misconduct are denied. But what do we see here on page 20? Footnote 6. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so we can read that together. It says, worth noting is that there may be an issue of standing for the other 5 defendants' challenge of this speech. He's talking about the church speech. Although counsel for defendant Trump expressed in open court that the possibility that he would join the motion after conducting his own investigation, Each defendant only formally joined defendant Roman's motion challenging the hiring of Wade after the speech had been made. But what he's saying is that there's an issue of standing for the other 5 defendants when it comes to the speech, right? Fani went to that church and said what she said. Fani went to this Easter egg hunt and said what she said, right? They're standing for these defendants to have their day in court, right? They're standing to have her stop talking about it because she's saying it in these almost like these religious environments, and it may not be proper, but at the same time, I don't think she should be talking about this case at all. It was in the ethics complaint too. And, you know, last week I did a recap video on it. I broke down the whole ethics complaint. Lead and I have commentary in there, but she shouldn't, like, prosecutors can talk about cases they're involved in, but to an extent. At this point, like, for the judge to say that she's wading in dangerous waters, right? She's wading in dangerous waters. This type of public comments creates dangerous waters for her to wade further into. Stop making comments, Fani. Just stop. It's easy. That's it. Just don't talk about it. I wonder what Boots is going to do. All eyes on Boots this week. Shout out to Socially Detached, who says Fani's unprofessionalism is unmatched. I mean, I didn't think she was going to talk about this. This is the first public statement that she has made. And it's not like, you know, she did it in a formal setting outside of the office at a press conference, things like that. Maybe walking out of the courthouse involved with another case. Like, no, you had a charitable thing. Shout out to Desi, who sends $5 and a super sticker. Thank you so much. Look at that. Look at that tiger. Look at that tiger, Desi. Shout out to Julie, who says defense is speaking in response. DA should be out for justice, not convictions. Fani is not. Yeah. And I think that's what Boots said. He said, does political ambition, opportunism, and pretentiousness equal courage? She's saying she's the only person that had the courage to go after Trump. And Boots answers his question. He says, no. Ambition, opportunism, pretentiousness. Does it equal courage? No. It's politically motivated. I mean, people are starting to think that Fani has political motivations. Why else would you continuously speak about this and talk about the train is coming? The train is coming for who? Like, Fani, who's the train coming for? And the case, we're taking a break. It's on appeal. You don't need to make a comment right now. Anywho, thank you so much, Julie. Shout out to Jesse, who says, he sends $20, he or she. It says, I think Fani will always use her race as a reason for her crimes. What do you think? I mean, my greatest crime is having a relationship with a man. I'm not going to talk about the fact that he was married. We're not going to talk about these other things. It's hard to say that, Jesse, because I think, and if she said it here, then absolutely, I would totally agree with you. There are a lot of people that make excuses for her behavior. I think I said it last week, and I'll say it one more time for the cheap seats in the back. It's very hard for me to do that as a woman, because I can't really condone another woman being involved in an affair-like activity, not even like affair activities, just because it's very hurtful to the other people involved. Even if your husband and your wife does something like that, I would never wish that upon any of you guys, right? Like that stuff hurts. It's just not okay, So that's my opinion on it. Shout out to Omac, who says, if Nathan was DA and Fani worked for him, the moment that relationship came to light, Nathan would have been fired. This is true. And Fani would have stated that Nathan forced her into the relationship against her will. See, Omac, I mean, guys, that's the other thing about this. is that if you change, and we talked about this in my last stream, if you change the color of the person, you change the gender of the person, if you make Fani a man and a woman was the person that was working for him, right? The guy would have been like immediately released. And the woman would have been like, he made me. And I don't know if she would have said he made me, but I think the outcome certainly could have been different if the gender roles were reversed. I think there wouldn't have been some of the same things that we saw in court had Fani been a man in the same position. Because if you guys think about it, her predecessor, she said it on a clip, you know, like the citizens of Fulton County deserve to have a district attorney that's not going to sleep with people in their office. And lo and behold, what does she do? So there's a lot of truth to what you're saying, Omac. Bottom line. Shout out to Dianara again, $5. She says, I wonder if Fani could be a Baal worshiper because I keep getting Queen Jezebel vibes from her, question mark. I mean, I don't know. To start the first time you talk to media after this whole thing happens, not a I'm sorry, not an apology. Shout out to Tamara. I know some of us wanted an apology from Fani. You know, she is going to be running for district attorney again in Fulton County. What does that re-election look like? But so far, this is your first time speaking after all of this has gone down, and this is the first thing you say is, my worst crime was having a relationship with a man. Shout out to Yoli Yo, who sends a $20 super sticker. Thank you so much, Yoli. Really appreciate that. Bobby Digital sends a flower. AV7, love the roses. I'll take them. Bobby T says, AV Fani is walking eagle because she is so full of shiz, she can't fly. I'm so done, Bobby. I'm so done with you. Thank you so much, Bobby. I mean, yeah, it's a little crazy. It is a little crazy. What I'm going to do, and it's because the lead attorney wants me to practice, and I need to do this. I have not called you guys up to tell me what you think about some of these things on my side in a really long time. I don't think I've invited any of you guys up in like months. So what I'm going to do is actually drop the link. If any of you guys are interested in coming up to talk to me about this thing, about this article, I am going to pin this to the top and invite you guys into StreamYard with me. And we'll have a quick conversation about what you think about this article. What do you think about Fani's inability to not stop talking about this case? And if we think Boots and team are going to like lay the hammer down, like, Fani, please, you're still talking about this, please. At this point, it's like you really are not listening. So the link is pinned to the top. Let me know what you guys think about this. And, you know, again, I am foreseeing that we will be getting a legal document posted by these guys, I would say within the next 24 hours. If he had said something about the CNN thing on Saturday, he's publicly saying something yesterday or today about the Fox thing, locally, Fox 5, then we're probably absolutely seeing a document either tomorrow. He probably already has it done right now, and it'll be filed tomorrow. In other news, tomorrow we have an update on the Letitia James and Trump shenanigans. Tomorrow's the deadline where Trump either has to make the bond payment or be granted an appeal. We read the document on Friday, the lead attorney and I, so we are waiting to see what happens. We did not finish the fraud issue with Letitia James. A lot of times with these prosecutors, they will throw stones at houses, at glass houses, and it's just like, hang on, what are we doing here, right? What are we doing here? So we need to finish that with you all, but we are going to be reviewing those filings tomorrow as well. Aside from that, I've just got, you know, my regular scheduled programming, right? We have our editor working pretty hard. Some of you guys wanted that was cute merch. Those shirts are available. They're available in V-neck. And now there's a hoodie. So if you're looking for a that was cute hoodie, that is also available. Let me go to the chat to see what you guys are saying. Make sure that I'm all caught up on Supers. Shout out to Pam, who sends a $10 super sticker. Thank you so much, Pam. Really, really sweet of you. And then I do have a Cash App here as well from Audrey. Audrey sends $15. She says, for the love. Thank you so much, Audrey. You guys are amazing. And then also, guys, my Twitter, I just started it last week, so it looks like I have like 30 people following me. It's actually me. It's actually me. So you can find me at the same handle down below that you see in the banner. Okay, you guys are shy today. A lot of people are shy. Let me come to the chat and see what you guys are saying, and I think we'll go ahead and start to wrap up. We've been going for about an hour now. Golden Mongoose says, slide into those DMs, chat. She's giving you the link. Okay. YS says, this chat seems anti-prosecution. The goal is to prosecute those responsible for attempting to steal an election. Yeah, here's the thing, YS. I think when this started, yes, what we've started to see over these last few weeks, and I'm a student of the law. It's just seeing some things that are just not okay from a legal standpoint in the way prosecutors should act, the way prosecutors should behave, but also in fairness of justice. So I think what you're seeing is a sentiment of us really looking at if any of us were going to be charged with something. You want fair and unbiased prosecutors, right? We didn't necessarily see that here. It does take away from what the election claims are, but whatever crime somebody is standing up against, they should have a fair shot at it. Okay. So I hope that helps, but that's what we're looking at. Shout out to Joe Ethereal in the cut. He says, cam up, cam up. You know what, Joe, if I can find you, and if it's post stream, I'm going to make you a mod on my side. You, sir, have been modded on my side. Boom. Joe Ethereal's a mod. Shout out to J Dub, who says, what's up, though? Omar says, what's going on? Wes says, LJ is not out for justice either. The Pookie and Ray Ray show says, Fani is really drunk on intoxicated by the limited power she's been given. I mean, we could be looking at that too, guys. I just couldn't believe that was her public statement. And the first time after this has happened, she's saying it on CNN, which we all know is a national news outlet. And she's also saying it on Fox 5, which is a local outlet for those that are here in Fulton County watching, right? And maybe that's why it was done. Actually, maybe that's why it was done on Fox 5. Granted, you guys have to understand these lawyers, these prosecutors, they are in touch with local reporters. You have people that you reach out to, you talk to, they always reach out to you for comment. You start to really get to know these reporters. And sometimes they can become pro you, right? Or pro DA, or not so friendly to that DA. So then you tend to learn as you go of who could be trusted and who's not going to report in an ethical way, or at least who's not going to report in your favor. I guarantee you she knows the people at Fox 5. For them to put that out, because what it does is that it almost paints the narrative in the positive, right? It almost does that. Guys, look, I have a guest in the back. I've got a few people in the back. All right, people are popping in. This is amazing. This is amazing. I'm going to go to one of them, and I'm going to go priority to a content creator. I'm going to go to the Legal Good, who is a legal commentator and has his own YouTube channel. The Legal Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing, AV?
I'm running my own solo show. Build it as you fly it.
I see you.
That's right. That's right. So what do you think, The Legal Good, about Fani's her first public statement since all of this has gone down?
So I don't think it was a bad statement. I don't think it's any statement that's going to get her in trouble. But I think Boots is making a tactical decision here. I think Boots and the other defense attorneys have any of them filed a motion for a gag order?
Not yet.
So I think that's a tactical decision.
Yeah.
They're waiting for Fani to say something that they can use against her later.
Right.
As opposed to getting the gag order, and that's a constant reminder to her, I need to shut up, I need to shut up, I need to shut up, right? So my question is is Boots doing himself a disservice by drawing attention to the fact that he's watching her? Because he's posting it on Twitter every time she says something.
Right. Yeah, that's actually a good point, because he definitely, I know he's watching her, and he has been. I think she knows that he's watching her. But to your point, it's kind of like, all right, there's still an opportunity to file this motion to gag her, to make her not say anything publicly about this anymore. But to your point, I think she also has to know. But the thing is with Fani, does she care?
She has to some extent.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is her political career, as Boots has indicated. This is her political career. This case, you know, she's saying the train is coming. Trial is coming. If she's not the DA that is prosecuting this thing, what happens to her political career?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Especially, I think two of the people that are running against her, one is is an attorney that had spent some time in the Trump office, you know, and the other person, I can't recall at this time, but it's one of those things where, you know, I did want to point out that one of the news outlets was very local friendly, right? Like, you know, Fox 5 is in this area. Fox 5, like they were down at College Park, you know, I could throw a rock at College Park. That's how close it is, you know, but it's also one of those supportive news outlets as well. So it's super interesting. But to answer your question, I do think that it is tactical. I think he is waiting for her to say something, and it could be a warning as well. Like, Fani, we're watching you. We're going to stay on top of this. So how do you think it's going to shake out? Do you think that we're going to see a document this week? As
far as a gag order, motion for gag? I would think not. I wouldn't file a motion for a gag order. I just let her keep talking and hope that she does another church speech, because that's really what she has to do in order for anything bad to happen. These little things like she did at this Easter egg hunt, that's not really going to get any repercussions.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because I know Phil Holloway, some of the other attorneys that have been on the case, they've been reporting what they've been seeing on Twitter too. And I think Phil was one of the first people to drop the Ashley Merchant text messages before they were made available to the public. So it's so interesting to watch all of this stuff, but always good to see you here on my side, the legal good. I'm so happy you follow me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. What's cooking over on your channel?
I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff on corruption, both political and corporate, and but I'm still not getting into the Fani Willis thing.
Oh, I see. Well, listen, I'm going to have one of the moderators drop the link to your channel, but where can people find you here on YouTube?
At The Legal Good.
There we go. Awesome. Well, it's always good to see you, brother. Have an excellent week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'm so happy you stopped by.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Or bye, guys. Bye, The Legal Good. I'm like, bye, guys. Not you guys. But I do have someone else in the back. We're going to keep it going. Shout out to Omac, who's back here as well. Omac, how are you doing? So good to see you on my side. How's your Sunday going?
It's doing fine, AV. It's doing fine. And yours?
It's going great. It's going great. I'm with you guys. So my day's always better when I'm hanging out with y'all.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
And then just a question, Omac, how do you think things are going to shake out? What are your thoughts on Fani still talking about this case after the judge advised that maybe that wasn't a great idea?
I believe Fani is going to continue to basically speak out. The fact is, she knows that she should have been fired. She knows that. The fact that, one, the judge kind of left it to her, and then she sacrificed Nathan. And the fact that, I believe now she's been to the White House twice, which is completely, which is definitely, that should not be happening, especially when you have a case that has national, repercussions. That should not be happening. So to me, the way how I look at it is that she's been given certain levels of reassurance to basically press on forward. I would not be surprised to where which I highly doubt that there will be a conviction, that one, I'm pretty sure what's been dangled in front of her is that if you can get a conviction, you're you will become part of the next administration. I am
Right.
pretty sure that I am quite confident that that has been basically dangled there, such as the assistant, like attorney general or something like that, and then someone says, "Look, only thing you got to do just go through this administration and look for like the next years to come. You can be potentially the next attorney general of
Yeah.
of like the United States, because then you can claim that you're a hard charger and whatever crap that she's going to say."
So you think that there is a job waiting for her if the Dems win?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because I think Jim Jordan and Congress members still want to know where that DOJ money went. Like
Yeah.
they're just like, what happened to that, Fanny?
Well, you got to look at it this way. Anytime that you're dealing with that type of money is very detailed. It is very critical to where, one, if you say it's going to be for X, Y, and Z, you better use it on X, Y, and Z. So, so for me, if any type of, where there's been a cross bleeding of funds into other areas, then that is completely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, particularly if that money potentially went into the quote unquote, going into prosecuting Donald Trump, that's definitely a misuse of those funds, because then that could potentially come into how was Nathan paid so much money. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
think about it this way. Not only was Nathan paid more money than the other people on the team who had more, they had more experience, and the fact that he had never tried a case like this, he was getting more money than even Fani was. As crazy as that
Yeah,
is.
that is
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, think about it. If they would have paid, if Fani would have just made Nathan get paid under her and maybe some other little slots or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
it probably wouldn't have caught so much attention. But
Right.
no experience, he's getting paid more than the rest of the team. And then for whatever reason, he's getting paid more than the DA. Come on.
Yeah, that amount of money was insane. Like for, what is it, 650, almost
Yeah.
$700,000. And, again, as a contractor, a lot of that is like billable, but it's still,
Right.
Jocelyn Wade's trying to figure out where the money is. And then there's money in an IOTA account. It's just like, and I want to shout out one of the people that were just like, hey, wasn't this about the election thing? No, I think right now we've gotten off of the track where we're looking at some of the corrupted things that have happened on the side, and that's just not fair to any defendant, right?
Right. I mean, like, if you have to look at it this way. If they cannot do this the right way, if someone who is a billionaire cannot get a fair, if they cannot get a fair trial, then what does that say to the average blue collar person?
Mm-hmm.
Then that means that you're totally just gonna get steamrolled no matter what. And the sentiment behind it, most African Americans feel already that the legal system is not fair to them anyway. So then it's been a crazy swing basically watching a lot of African Americans now get behind Trump. I mean, it's been crazy because they're saying if Trump can't get a fair deal, then we're screwed.
Mm. Yeah.
And look, I am definitely not on Trump's team,
Mm-hmm.
but but I know the one thing for sure: if you're having this level, and I'll just call it like what it is, this level of corruption coming from her side, then that means even further down the line is even worse.
Yeah. It very well could be. There's a lot of issues that are plaguing the country right now, and this is just kind of like one small thing when it comes to the aspect of elections. But there are a lot of things out there where if we were to peel back the layers and really start digging, I'm pretty sure we'll find some things that don't look right,
Yeah, I mean, the fact that so much money was moved into that situation was insane. And the fact that Fani was approving his invoices,
Mm-hmm.
and she was the only one. I mean, you're not supposed to do that. There's supposed to be checks and balances on purpose, so that you can show to ensure that there is no impropriety at all. But I guess when you're sleeping with the prosecutor, I guess you can kind of do whatever you want to.
Yeah, well, we definitely don't want that to happen in our legal system, and it's good that it was kind of caught in this scenario because people did their due diligence. They started digging a little bit, and look at what was found.
I just wish that, to me, I would like to see them hand out the same level of punishment to Fani that they would have leveled out against, another black man or any man, whether he was white and or black. If they find out you're sleeping with a subordinate, the moment it comes out and it's confirmed, oh, you're gone. Look, a lot of times as a man, just to hear, just the rumor that you're sleeping with a subordinate would have gotten you kicked off.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just a rumor, no evidence, just a oh, is that just a little whiff of something that they think they will
not the sniffs, Mac. No, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I've seen it happen in banking. There was one year, I think it was like, I'm not going to say the year because I don't want to oust anybody, but there was a year where that was pretty popular at one of the organizations I've worked in is sniffing out that type of stuff. I saw like 3 or 4 executives go within, I would say the span of 2 or 3 weeks. It was just back to back to back. So you're onto something there, right? Like, there could be, when the roles are different when it comes to genders, it's a little bit faster and non-tolerable.
Right. I mean, just like I mentor men that are in government contracting and they own their own corporations. And so I basically mentor them. And they've asked me, hey, sir, how do we handle the fact that, we have some employees that want to have conversations like with us and all of this stuff that's now on the Me Too and all that. And they said, how do you handle that? And I basically break it down to them. One, do not have those meetings in your private office. I would say, go to the conference room. Go ahead and basically cut on the recording devices. Basically make sure that there is an additional 1 or 2 other people.
There's a lot of safety steps with that.
Oh yeah. Because it doesn't take anything. I mean, like when you're making $100,000, $150,000 a year, and someone can literally just go to HR and just mention anything, and companies will knee-jerk reaction in a minute for fear of how that's going to look. They will just, they will just fire you. And so, as I tell them, I said, look, it is better you get a recording of it and you get 1 or 2 additional people. Now, true, some people say, look, they're trying to have a rapport, they're trying to talk to you, they're talking about something that may be a little touchy. And I tell them, I said, look, regardless of what their situation is, you make sure that you are not alone with them. You also make sure that you are not in a private area. You make sure that you're in maybe a communal area, such as the conference room area. You make sure you leave the door open, or you make sure there is a recording to ensure you make sure you sit on the other side of the table. Do not comment the fact that she is lots of safety. None of the normal be a gentleman thing, such as, oh, hey, you look nice today. Oh, like that, or not, just none of that. You just take whatever it takes so that you can be secure that if something is said that you have some level of proving that it didn't go that way.
Gotcha. Well, Mac, thank you so much for dropping all that wisdom and, experiences that you've had, like being in corporate America. I think it's important for people to realize when we're in different settings, it can go down in a different way. But I appreciate you, brother. Know that you can always come up on my side anytime you want. I appreciate the support and the supers as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Have a good one, Mac.
You too. Bye.
All right. Let us keep it going, guys. I'm just going to read a few supers and then we'll keep it going. We'll bring up another caller. I'm going to go to, I think I left off at Bobby, who says, AV, please pray my future wife is as smart and as cute as you. I pray, Bobby, that your future wife will be amazing. I know she will be. I know she will be because you're picking her. You're picking her. Shout out to Shirley, who became a new member. Thank you so much, Shirley. Really appreciate that. And shout out to the Legal Good. Guys, if you guys can follow the Legal Good, hopefully somebody dropped the Legal Goods, his link in the chat so you could check him out. Excellent attorney out of the Florida area. He has joined me and the lead attorney over on his side to commentate on the spectacle over the last few weeks. So the Legal Good is a brother to this channel. Thank you so much. And shout out to Wifey. I think she had sent me a cash app when I was on the lead side recently. So I hope she is doing well as well. And then real quick, guys, I have to shout out Joe Ethereal, huge supporter of me and the lead attorney. He has gifted 10 AV to the 7th Power memberships. There's 1,200 people in this chat. And if y'all could hit the like button, number one, that would be amazing. I don't lock people out on this side. But when our brother Lead is not available throughout the week and we have our chat and you want to get in, you might want to make sure that you have a membership right now. Joe Ethereal is making sure that you guys have that membership bright and early before we get to that level. If you have received a membership from Joe, please do me a favor and say thank you. And also, this is a super generous amount. If you guys can type in the word or the name Joe in the chat right now, that would be fantastic. Thank you again, Joe Ethereal. I can't thank you enough for all the support you've given me, the lead attorney, and even on lead side. I think you were the stream sponsor last time. So, the fact that you're supporting both of us on both of the channels is fantastic. Thank you again for that. And then I do want to go to Lady Di. Lady Di, I thought I saw you here in the back a little while ago. She's gifted 5 AV to the 7th Power memberships. Di, thank you so much. You're one of my favorite people in the chat. Whenever I see your name, it is fantastic. It's always good to see other people or other women supporting me. For a while, my channel was like 80% men, just a bunch of dudes, right? But it's good to see more women on this side. And the fact that you're giving out memberships as well is super, super kind of you. So if you guys could also type in Lady Di in the chat, that'd be fantastic. If you've received a membership from her, please say thank you. She's a sweet sister and has been super supportive. Well, let's keep it going. I do have somebody else here in the back. We have Eden Black. How you doing, Eden?
How are you, lady? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
It's Eden Blackman, B-L-A-Q-U-E.
Eden Blackman. Okay.
At gmail.com. But yes, ma'am. But I was just saying, you guys are all being too politically correct and too nice on Trump. Trump should be in prison. He should be in prison awaiting his trial. He encouraged an insurrection, which he said, go meet me there. And he had all intentions to be there. And he said it from his mouth. And a lady died during that event that Trump promoted. So anybody who promotes any kind of event and something bad happens, they're responsible for it. So Trump should be held accountable for, and which entails he committed treason. It was against the United States and the government. And that's not even including the 104 officers that were injured. One maimed, he got a pole
Eden
stuck
Black,
in his
that's
eye.
a great point. Let me ask you this, because we're talking about this case that's here in Atlanta, right? Because I want to keep our focus here. And in particular, when we're talking about this one, we can't deny that the January 6th things happened. They did, and just kind of going back to it, because I like to focus on the legal facts, right? What are your thoughts? And, because I know we have a lot of people that are supportive of Fani Willis, and I want to be respectful of that, which is fine, right? What are your thoughts on some of the things that we've seen when it comes to, the rulings that we've seen with some of the behaviors that have come out in that space against Fani, and how it could not only just Trump, there are other defendants in this case. I think with your comment, we referenced the election. What do you think as far as some of the behaviors that have come out from Fani Willis as our Fulton County prosecutor?
Well, my response to that is, okay, what she's done, my focus is on the issues. And when you say through the legal terminology and everything, is what she's saying actual, factual. No matter if she's tall, crippled, handicapped, likes to bungee jump, we don't cross-dress. I don't know what she does on her personal life, like with the people, some of the people who are, I want to say, judging her, they're married. Some of the other people in the council have met and have kids and started relationships and things like that of private.
So let me ask you this, Eden Blackman, because
Yes,
there's some contradictions that appear that she may have lied on the stand, which is not the best behavior that should come from an attorney or a district attorney themselves. Do you think that there was an appearance of impropriety and that she might have lied on the stand?
I don't agree with everything that she's done. And I haven't particularly, to be honest with you, been into completely what's been going on with her.
Okay.
But I will say, if she's lied and it's what she's doing is not actual factual and it's purged, perjury or anything like that, I think that she should suffer any consequences that comes from lying on the stage. I think that part of it should be thrown out. But if Trump is charged with 50 things and she's only lied about 2 of the 50 things, everybody shouldn't tiptoe around like all of the other 48 things aren't correct in what's going on and say, well, he could get away. Why that man is allowed to run for president and still even has a chance and there's still a conversation is asinine to me.
Yeah.
That he should have any chance to be allowed to be in any speech or conversation of being a president, considering the situation that he's in, the things that he's already pled guilty to, the things that he said that he's gotten away with that was unacceptable back then, and we have a right to the opportunity.
So let me go back for a second, because I thought something you just said was pretty interesting. You said if Fani had lied twice and if Trump had lied 50 times, then
no, did 50 things.
Did 50 things.
If he did 50 things wrong,
yeah,
but he's only lied about 3 of those 50 things, that means 47 things he really did wrong. He really did illegally or whatever. He should still be in trouble for 47 things. And those 3 things that she lied about should be sliced out of the meat. But you can't throw the bathwater out with the baby.
That's true.
She lied about only 1 or 2 things.
Yeah. So let's go back to the interest of justice. I think I lost your camera. Are you still there, Eden Blackman? Oh no. We lost your camera. Well, come on back up, Eden Blackman. I was just going to ask him if and I'll give him a second to see if the camera comes back up. I was going to ask him if he were on trial, would we want a prosecutor that would lie on the stand, to try, to run your trial. I was just going to ask him that. But it's an interesting conversation. Hopefully Eden Blackman comes back up. I love hearing from all perspectives, guys. And again, this is an open space, open forum. Love to hear your opinions. Nothing wrong if you're Team Fani or against Trump. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. I like to speak on the interests of justice. And certainly if I were in a position where I was in jail or, facing some crimes, I absolutely would not want a prosecutor that has had a history of lying to be in charge of my case. And I think that's a fair thing to say. Shout out to Foster Cathead, who gifted 5 AV to the 7th Power memberships. Thank you so much, Foster. And I think Eden Blackman is back, so I'm going to see if he's ready. If you guys could type in Foster. Foster, is very nice of you. I love your picture, by the way. It's one of my favorites. It's a wonderful piece of art. It's a wonderful piece of art. Let me come back to Eden. There you are, Eden. Sorry, I lost your camera for a second.
That was out of my control. It shut off. It wasn't my fault.
It's okay. I just had that question for you. I was going to ask you, like, if you were on trial, if you had been convicted for something and the prosecutor was trying to charge you for a crime, if that prosecutor had a history of lying, would you feel like that you were given a fair shot in the interest of justice?
If I did it, I'm going to use it as a loophole to get off. But if I shot the person, or I killed the person, or I cheated or embezzled or did what I did, if I did what I did, I did it. Now, who's ever saying it? I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. She was sleeping with somebody. I'm going to use every trick I can in the book to get off, because I don't want to go to prison. But that didn't mean that I didn't do it. I still did it. But I'm going to stand up there and I'm going to hold my goal and go, oh, well, there's a loophole. So I don't have to go because they lied. The glove didn't fit, so you can't acquit.
Interesting. No, it's an interesting perspective, because I think about it. We all have brothers and uncles and nephews and family members. And I like to play with the facts a little bit, because they do this to us in law school. Like, they try to like change up scenarios to see if that changes your outlook on things. Let's say you have a son, right? And he was being prosecuted by a prosecutor, and let's make it a man prosecutor that just might have had like some corrupt things going on. Would you feel comfortable if your son was being tried for a crime, whether he committed it or not? Would you feel comfortable with a prosecutor prosecuting him for his crimes?
It still bounces to the same thing. Was my kid a dope dealer? Was my kid like the neighborhood that everybody was coming to, and he got caught up in a RICO case? And my son was really out there slanging and doing that type of stuff. Like I said, if I can use a loophole to get him off because the prosecutor is sleeping with one of the knuckleheads in his gang, I'm gonna get him off. Yes, I'm gonna get him off. But if I can, but he still did it. He was still the biggest dope dealer, and he shouldn't have been doing it. If what he did is egregious, he should be prosecuted for it. Whoever brings it, and if nothing else, she should be able to go, okay, well then let her step over to the side and let Marianne St. Mary's prosecute him. Let her step in and use the same evidence and say the same thing, but change the person who's saying it. Change the messenger.
That's what the defendants are asking for. They're asking for just a different prosecutor.
Yeah, well, and then I agree. I agree with that 100%. Okay. The way Trump is trying to stall stuff out, he can care anyway. How long did it take to switch it out? Take the evidence. If it's good evidence, keep it and switch the messenger and put somebody else in place. I think that's simple said and done. And the person who's prosecuting her, the lady, she's still going down in history. Her legacy is already sealed. And she could step to the side and she still be the one that brought the case against him. So she should happily step to the side and let somebody else have the headache of finishing out what's going on with this Trump stall. So, and like I said, while he's doing all this, he should be in prison waiting for all this switching. All this that's going to take time to switch the person, the messenger. He should be in prison like they did Pablo Escobar, filled the whole prison just for him.
All right. Eden Blackman is not a Trump fan. We get that. We get that.
No, you know what?
But I appreciate your opinions, brother.
I agree with a lot of things. I grew up around gangs. I grew up in the largest blood gang territory in the state of California. I know, but if one of my homies robs a bank, that ain't me. That ain't the whole gang. Just because he's in the gang and he runs, see ya. You go do your prison time, and I'll see you in 15 years when you get out. And my life was still going on, and I'm still gonna be out. That wasn't me. That was part of it. And Trump did what he did because Trump was doing it for himself. Trump wasn't doing it.
Well, see, that's the other thing, Eden Blackman. This is a RICO case. There's many, many defendants. So, you just sparked a thought when you mentioned that to me, like, if somebody robbed the bank, but like if you're a part of 17 people, and let's say, one person is guilty of a crime and the other 16 people are just being dragged into it because of affiliation, or maybe there are specific acts that they committed that looked like it was aiding and abetting that. That's what makes this case a little bit interesting.
And they should all go. And all 8 of them that went and robbed the bank together, I didn't know about it. I just hear it on TV. I get a call from the homie and say, "Did you hear the Debo and all them robbed the bank?" And I get and it was 8 of them. All 8 of them should go. Bye, all 8 of you who had a part of it. And if they get 2 or 3 more, but it's still 500 of us in this gang. So it's still bloods everywhere, all over the state of California. So just because 8 or 10 or 12 rob a bank, all of them should go. They had a part in it. Just like January 6th, everybody who walked them and gave them escort.
Gotcha. And I'm so sorry to cut you off, Eden Blackman, but I'm getting close to time where I do have to run soon.
We need to talk. I need you. I want to be president. I can solve everything. I got answers for everything. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much, brother, for coming up and sharing your opinion. You can come back up anytime.
Eden Blackman on YouTube. BLAQUE.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
Ma'am.
All right.
Love you
Take
all.
care.
Namaste.
All right. See you soon. All right, guys. Listen, I always like people to come up and share their opinions. We love to have debates here, so it's all good stuff. We're going to keep it going with some of the supers, and then we will go to start wrapping up. Okay, so I think we covered Lady Di, the foster child. Want to give a huge shout out to Candace Yates. Thank you so much, Candace. It's good to see you on my side. Thank you so much for the $20 super. Candace, very sweet of you. Always have great things to say on the lead attorney side. I always look forward to seeing your comments in the chat. I'm very, very thankful and happy to see you over here on my side. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Shout out to E. Capone, who says, "I got your back, Eden Blackman." E. Capone is supporting him. That's amazing. Yeah, guys, I mean, I have some different opinions, but I will never not allow you to speak them here. Right. But, again, my interests are in the interest of of justice as a legal scholar. It's super important. I just want to make sure every defendant in this country has a fair shot, completely fair shot. Right. Doesn't matter who you are, what you did, fair shot. And we need to have disinterested prosecutors. OK, that's a very important thing. Shout out to, I'm going to go to some cash apps because I should be all caught up on this side. Shout out to Drew Beats. I believe Drew Beats. This could be you. Yeah, I think this is Drew Beats. He says $7. He says Megan Hill just got $500K. Now oh my God. Megan Hill just got $500K. Now she was forced. Ooh. I have to look into that. That is crazy. And then I do have a Venmo that just came in from one of my faves. Shout out to Betty Spaghetti. She says, "Great show, AV. This was my first time catching your live, and I got gifted a membership from Lady Di. Look at that, Lady Di. You got one for Betty Spaghetti." She says, "Thank you so much." Hey, Betty Spaghetti has become one of my favorite people in Leeds chat. She is so funny. Were you there when we were watching the first, I think it was Nathan Wade on the stand? And somebody was like, "Does that look like Tasha K as a court stenographer?" It was something like that. But I know that I was cracking up in the chat with you guys. It was hilarious. So thank you so much, Betty Spaghetti, for being over here on my side. Super happy that you had made it over. All right, guys, we've been going for just about an hour and a half. Let me see if I can just catch a few of the chats, and then we will go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Again, there's a lot going on this week with some of the Trump stuff. I'm following it pretty closely. Letitia James has got some things going on. Tomorrow's a big day with that particular case in New York. We will be watching that one very, very closely. My editor is waiting for me to give him some more heat for the week, so we will be releasing a few more things. I also just want to thank you guys for the success on the channel over these past few days. My views have been amazing. And I want to thank you guys for trusting me with reporting in an unbiased way. And if you feel like I'm, a little bit biased on you, it's okay. It's okay. I respect your opinion no matter what. Shout out to Christopher Williams. You just now getting in the building. I haven't seen you in a minute. Okay, I think I'm just about caught up in the chat, guys. But anywho, I will be back a few times this week. Please make sure that your notifications are on so that way you get the news first here on the AV to the 7th Power channel. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. See you later. Bye.